this is Elle and I'm doing a presentation here on discrimination and harassment for my research paper. To start with, everyone is different. We all have different views, different opinions on almost everything and at all times, life and work both. This can lead people to behave in a manner that does not conform to a normal functioning society. There are a lot of people who chose to set their happiness over others' hurt through discrimination, harassment, or some other forms. It can come in form of sexual, verbal, and even physical. And the topics varies from race, religion, and gender. And there's more over there, but I believe those three are the main three categories that people having trouble with in nowadays. Discriminating and harassment problems are also very common in the working environment. Therefore, the HR have to come out to be the police, to be the educator, judge, and jury when the problem comes up, in order to maintain a fair and happy working environment. Moreover, HR department have to make sure that discriminating do not occur during employee selection or promoting processes. More organizations start to realize the importance of employees' happiness because it affects employees' performance at work very significantly. Employees are human, they are not working bees, which the only thing they do is work until their death. As human, you have to care about their living, their ability to work, and also the psychological health. And this trend even started in small business firms. And I was being asked some questions related to happiness in working environment during one of my interview. And they were asking what could motivate you other than money. And I believe they're asking this because they understand first, happiness is very important for employee. Second, money is not the only tool to promote someone. And one unique that HR management can implement is equality and sensitivity training. This can be conducted through videos, lectures, and practical examples of how certain actions can be seen as unfair or discriminatory. Especially the examples. What people read, they probably don't know about what exactly that's gonna look like in reality. So sometimes policy doesn't work that good. Once they see an example, they can probably see themselves in there and apply that. And they say, oh, I'm doing something inappropriate, so I should stop this. Otherwise, I'm hurting someone. Or we can encourage them to see when people suffer and they will start some emphasis. Sexual harassment is very common at workplace, I would say universally. Data shows that from 2001 to 2006, there's 89% of employees self-reported having received gender harassment. 47% self-reported having received unwanted sexual attention, and 6% self-reported having received sexual harassment. However, only 29% of professionals who claim to have been sexually harassed. Nearly 90% of employees in the span of 5 years reported being harassed based on their gender, but only 29% of them associate that with sexual harassment. This number for me was very shocking. The reason is that there's so many people. We thought we all know what we're doing, but there's so many people, so many employees are unable to associate with unwanted sexual attention with sexual harassment. As the HR department, they should provide employees with the policies, the training, and the abilities to recognize negative behavior, so it can be dealt with in quickly and efficiently, or let's say kill the problem at the root. Often the largest deterrent to discrimination and harassment is strict work environment policies. that have harsh consequence for employees who violate them. Many scholars believe that at workplace, they will be more likely to carry out their duties with passion rather than reluctance. Another tool that organizations widely use today is mentoring. There are several advantages. Well, back to that, even one of our classmates mentioned that they prefer to work in a company or organization that offers the mentor um, program, so they can have a better starting at a company. So here are some advantages for the mentoring. So it will give new employees a social relationships from the first day, so they don't feel like they're an alien from the sun or from the moon. And it also plays a role of trainer, friend, supporter throughout the whole entire process. This bond the new employee and the mentor together, so it also helps building the relationship. By having a mentor, it will reduce the learning curve also and reduce the frequency of discrimination and harassment. The main reason that mentoring model is so powerful is that the new employees are trying to team leads, managers, and upper managers from the beginning of their employment, which will help with the relationship building also. It is very common that a manager um, will have some issues with the lower level employees because this is also another major type of harassment. And this was due to their ability to hold their power, to able to have the authority to do something that makes them happy. But HR managers have the ability to direct and influence the entire organization by implementing an effective mentoring program to fix this issue. There's another approach called home team. The home team approach aims to create a sense of camaraderie amongst employees and against other competitors in the market. The home team approach is a cross-functional system human resources and have operations and marketing that aim to improve the quality of services and the quality of life for employees in their working environment. This reminds me about World War II. By then, even though today China also have two parties, and one of them is the leading one and the other is the friend. So by then they were fighting with each other, trying to gain the authority of the country. However, but during the World War II, there's another country comes in and trying to take over us. Therefore, the two parties agreed to settle down their problem and join together, fight with the third country. Not the third country, the second country. So they win the war and then they go back and fix their own issue. The point of this, when there is a common goal or a common enemy and they try to fight that together, it will increase the tense of the bonding between the two parties. And this same thing happens here. So when you bond them together and try to encourage them to fight with the competitors, they will focus on the competitors, not each other. So they will eliminate some of the discrimination or harassment. Other than setting up strategies, programs, and policies, human resources management is also responsible for building an appropriate working environment. One example is Google. I believe we all heard about that. You can watch movies, you can slide down the stairs, and you have healthy employee staff meal, which sounds super good. Well, it's even though it's so good, but it cannot be implemented by every corporation. First is budgeting, and also each organization have its unique need from the employees. So the one fits with Google may not fit any others. Therefore, it is essential for human resources management to understand that what organization really need and create it. This may sound very easy, however, it is not. Just imagine yourself. Do you know what you want? You're probably saying, yes, definitely I do. I know what I want. But once you really got that, it may not the same thing. Well, many researchers believe that while employees do recognize problems in their workplace, they are still unwilling to report injustice because of a lack of trust between employees and human resources management. So HR have to make their images look seems more inviting to the employees in order to encourage them to speak up when they should and when they need. It is clear that human resources management have been equipmenting with more than one methodologies to and working and some new tools uh, to try to make the working environment better and safer for employees. But there is still a lot of discrimination and harassment taking places in the workplace. Some researchers believe that the reason is um, many organizations' policies talk the talk but do not walk the walk. So there was a game that about 4 or 5 people stand in line and blocked by a board. So the first one in line was given a sentence, and so each one passed down the sentence without talking, but only show body languages and trying to deliver the right information. Well, almost every time the original sentence and the sentence come from the last person is totally different that has nothing to do with each other, which means there is a policy up there, but if you do not execute them in the right way, then it doesn't mean anything. It won't do any good. Probably get things worse. Um, well, the world is definitely filled with a lot of hate. We all do. We're not perfect person. We're not God. We do have our human hate. There are many individuals bringing this hate to their work and to discriminate, to harassment others, so make them feel a little better. The human resources management, the main goal is when the problems comes up about discrimination and harassment, they have to stop it. They will try to stop it at the source and implement the appropriate procedure to guide employees to have a better working environment. And I hope one of us or one of you guys could be one of the person that make the big changes in the HR world and make all the employees happy. Hope you guys all have a nice career.